Today, let's learn about Inari Okami. Inari-sama is the deity of foxes, fertility, rice, tea, sake, agriculture, industry, general prosperity, and worldly success. In a modern and traditional setting, she is typically depicted as female. She has been depicted as both male and female contemporarily to the rise of Buddhism in Japan. In particular, as many core Japanese deities were female, Buddhist-controlled Japanese governments forced the change to male for many of these deities, including Inari-sama. Through Inari-sama's close association with the fox, Kitsune, many believe Inari to be a fox, though this is one of Inari's forms, along with snakes, dragons, and in one story a spider. Most priests, both Shinto and Buddhist, tend to discourage the idea that Inari is a fox. Inari-sama's pure white foxes tend to act as messengers. In myth, the female Inari came to Japan from heaven riding a white fox to save the people from famine with white rice. I enjoyed learning. Let's learn about torii gates. Torii gates are symbolic gateways traditionally red that mark the entrance to Shinto shrines, as well as other sacred locations like mountains or rocks in Japan. They signify the transition from our mortal world to the sacred space of the shrine. Symbolically, torii gates are believed to ward off evil spirits and mark a boundary between our world and the divine. Design-wise, they are typically made out of wood and feature two upright posts, topped by two horizontal beams, with the top beam often being curved. While traditionally torii gates are red, torii gates can also be found in other colors like black, stone gray, or other natural woods, depending on the shrine's tradition. Torii gates are always found at the entrance of a shrine. In some cases, you can find multiple torii gates throughout the ground as well. Walking through a torii gate is a symbolic act of purification and entering a sacred space. I enjoyed learning. Common Shinto Misunderstandings, Episode 1. Shinto is a religion with a single unified doctrine. Misconception. Shinto is a formalized religion with a single founder, scripture, and a clear moral code, similar to Christianity or Islam. Reality. Shinto is more of a way of life, a cultural practice, and a system of rituals, rather than a strict religion with a codified set of beliefs. Explanation. Shinto focuses on respecting and honoring the kamis, these spirits or god-like deities, found in nature and all things, rather than adhering to a strict set of doctrines. I enjoyed learning. Common Shinto Misconceptions, Episode 2. Shinto is a syncretic religion. Misconception. Shinto can easily be blended or synchronized with other religions such as Christianity or Wicca with minimal disrespect. Reality. Shinto is distinct from other religions, and syncretism is generally viewed as disrespectful. Explanation. Shinto's unique focus on the natural world, the kami, and specific rituals make it incompatible with the syncretic blending of other faiths. I enjoyed learning. Common Shinto Misconceptions, Part 3. Shinto has a strict moral code. Misconception. Shinto mandates a set of moral principles or laws that dictate human behavior. Reality. Shinto does not have a rigid moral code or dogma that dictates human conduct. It emphasizes maintaining a harmonious relationship with the kami and the natural world. Explanation. Shinto's emphasis on purity and avoiding pollution, kegare, is more about maintaining a harmonious relationship with the kami and nature rather than adhering to a strict moral code. I enjoyed learning. Common Shinto Misconceptions, Part 3. Shinto is exclusively Japanese. Misconception. Shinto is only practiced by Japanese people. Reality. Anyone can practice Shinto and have faith in the kami. Explanation. While Shinto has a strong cultural connection to Japan, its principles are not exclusive to any particular nationality. I enjoyed learning. Common Shinto Misconceptions, Part 5. Shinto is solely about shrines. Misconception. Shinto worship is solely limited to Shinto shrines. Reality. Shinto worship can take place in shrines, homes, or during rituals. Explanation. Shrines are important centers of worship, similar to a mosque, church, or other pagan temple. But Shinto practices can also be performed in other settings. I enjoyed learning. Common Shinto misconceptions, Part 6. Shinto is a rigid and traditional religion. Misconception. Shinto is a static and unchanging religion. Reality. While Shinto has deep roots and traditional practices, it also adapts to the changing world. Explanation. Shinto's focus on harmony and the natural world allows it to evolve while retaining its core principles. Extra context. For most people, Shinto is not a religion, but a cultural practice I enjoyed learning. Common Shinto misconceptions, Part 7, Final. Shinto is synonymous with Japanese nationalism and militarism. Misconception. Shinto is directly equated with Japanese nationalism and militarism. Reality. Shinto's connection to nationalism is a complex topic with historical nuances. Explanation. Shinto was sometimes used to legitimize certain nationalistic and militaristic policies, but this is a complex issue which requires historical context. Extra context. Many shrines in Japan have little to no connection to nationalism or the military, but there are a few exceptions. For example, Togo Shrine in Harajuku, which I have previously visited, is a shrine dedicated to Togo Heihachiro, a Japanese admiral of the fleet. I enjoyed learning. Today let's learn about Susanoo no Mikoto. Susanoo is the deity of storms, wind, and agriculture, as well as being associated with the sea. Susanoo is the younger brother to the sun goddess Amaterasu and the moon god Tsukiyomi. Susanoo is known for his wild, irreverent, and chaotic nature, and he is often depicted as a hero who slayed the eight-headed serpent Yamata no Orochi. Susanoo is honored with a major Shinto shrine in the Japan province of Izumo. This shrine is known as Susa Shrine and was built in 776. It's famous for being the location where Susanoo rests to this day. In both the Kojiki and the Nihon Shoki, there are many variations which give more depth to Susanoo's character. He is the portrayal of a petulant young man, someone with a violent nature, though there is some argument whether he was originally an evil god, or if his character was bastardized away from a peaceful rice farmer and the patron saint of sailors to fit with the Kojiki story. I enjoyed learning. Today I'm visiting Kirigaya Hikawa Jinja Shrine Complex, Part 1. This shrine was built in the early Edo period, and in 1908 became a shrine complex with many individual shrines combining together. The shrine was built on top of a hill, looking over the Fudo-Maya area. Unfortunately, this view is no longer visible due to the skyscrapers towering around the shrine. They are beautiful in their own way, yet I wish I could have seen the view from the shrine when it was first built. This shrine includes Hikawa Falls, one of the 7 waterfalls of Tokyo, and it is said the main deity enshrined here is Susanoo no Mikoto. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Kirigaya Hikawa Jinja Shrine Complex, Part 2. Previously we explored just the main shrine, but I wanted to take a closer look at Oshida Inari Shrine. This is a Shinobu Inari Shrine outside the main temple. This is incredibly common at many Shinto shrines across Japan. Inari is an incredibly popular deity, and as the deity of general prosperity, she is one people pray to often. This particular shrine's history is fascinating, as it's said that in the 3rd year of the Hoen era, 133, the 75th emperor, Sutoku, had Inari brought to Shiba, Shidokane-dai, from Kyoto. Then in September of 1869, when the temple complex was being built in Tani village, Inari-sama was brought to Hikawa Shrine. This is the record of the chief priest in 1991, Yamaguchi Naohiko. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Inamori Inari Shrine. This beautiful Inari Shrine is located near the Meguro River. This shrine is next to a Buddhist temple, which we will visit another time. It seems to be a relatively new shrine. Unlike many small local shrines, which have stood in one location for generations, this one looks as if it could have been built within the past 10 to 30 years. This is particularly notable with the stonework of the shrine, as it lacks discoloration, both in the messenger foxes and the torii gate. This is generally uncommon in shrines that have a long and storied history. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Narakichi Temple of the Tendai sect. It has a few names, such as Soenzan and Hori-in. This is a Buddhist temple on the bank of the Meguro River around Fudemai Station, having been founded in 1556 by a monk known as Tsuran-san Osho. It's a special temple, not only for the grounds and cemetery, but due to its history. The principal image of Amida Nyorai was damaged in 1955 due to the war, and the main depiction of Buddha as well as the historical book held within this temple were destroyed in their totality. Happily, Thankfully, 10 years later in 1955, this temple was rebuilt into its current form. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Tanjo Hachiman Shrine. This shrine is incredibly close to the bustling Meguro station, and it's located on a busy thoroughfare. Supposedly, this shrine is 500 years old. It was first founded by Dokan Ota, as he prayed for safe childbirth. This shrine's enshrined deity is Emperor Ojin, also known as Honda Besson. This shrine also has 2 ginkgo trees, estimated to be around 250 to 300 years old. This shrine also has a cemetery at the back, and many years ago, due to road expansion, the shrine hall we see today was moved up to the top of the concrete main office. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Ibizu Shrine down the street from Ibizu Station. This shrine is fascinating as it's in the center of a back alley roundabout, surrounded by upscale restaurants and bars. This shrine is dedicated and enshrined to the deity Ibizu-sama, also known as Kotoshiro Nushi no Mikoto, one of the 7 gods of fortune. Ibizu is known for his positive influence on business, fishing, fishermen, luck, and wealth. According to a local, this shrine is ancient, and in those times it was known as Amatsu Shrine. The other deities enshrined here, other than Ibizu-sama, are Kunitsune-tachi no Kami, Toyogumo no Kami, Kakuzai Kami, Itomi no Chi Kami, Izanagi no Mikoto, and Izanami no Mikoto. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Ito Inari Shrine. This shrine is a small shrine that is cherished by the locals of the Ibizu Shibuya area. This Inari Shrine is incredibly well taken care of. Seeing this always makes me happy, as unfortunately many small shrines around all of Japan tend to be in disrepair. Unlike larger shrines, who get thousands of tourists visiting and purchasing souvenirs such as goshin, omamori, and any number of other items, or even mid-sized shrines, which become a center for the local community to gather. These small shrines are typically owned and operated by single families, who cannot afford the proper upkeep. As such, I always love seeing when shrines are properly taken care of. And I particularly love this shrine, as whoever takes care of it must love this place a lot as well. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Genshuzan Eishoin Muryo Senji Temple of the Koyasan Shingon sect, also known as Shitsuenji. This is not just a Buddhist temple, but a hidden oasis within the concrete jungle of Tokyo's Shibuya districts. The principal image of this temple is Amida Nyaori. This temple was built at the request of Tokugawa Tsunayoshi, the 5th shogun of the Tokugawa shogunate. Its construction was completed in 1837. This shrine has weathered all kinds of disasters, from the Haibutsu Kishaku, meaning the expulsion of Buddhism from Japan in the Meiji period, as well as the Great Kanto earthquake, and of course, damage from multiple wars. This is one of the 88 sacred sites in Gofunai. It's a properly beautiful place to take a rest. I enjoyed visiting. Today, I'm visiting an Inari shrine. Within the walls of the Buddhist temple, Shitsuenji, here in Tokyo, Japan, there is an Inari shrine. In Japan, it's common to find Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples existing together, or even within the same complex. This historical syncretism is known as Shinbutsu Shugo. When Buddhism arrived in Japan, the Japanese saw it as a complementary belief system to their existing Shinto traditions. The syncretism of Shinto and Buddhism led to shared religious practices and the merging of deities. In essence, the syncretism of Shinto and Buddhism is a testament to the adaptability and openness of Japanese culture to incorporate new influences while maintaining its own unique identity. I enjoyed visiting and learning. Today I'm visiting Ebizan Yakuoin Hosenji Temple, a Tendai sect temple whose principal image is Amida Ayorai. This temple is number 12 of the 91 Yakushi sacred sites in Kanto. It's a beautiful temple in the middle of Shibuya. Normally when you think of Shibuya, you probably think of the scramble, tall buildings, and establishments whose reputations may or may not be questionable. But sometimes, suddenly, there seems to be a forest sprouting from the ground in the middle of this city, typically around a temple or a shrine, such as this one. It is comforting, if a bit overgrown. At this shrine you can receive a goshin. Unfortunately, it was raining, and this temple's office was closed. I don't know much about this temple's history, or even how old it is, but there is a small Inari shrine hidden within its depths. For the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to get there. Well, without feeling as if I was trespassing. Remember, many of these temples are family run and owned. As such, many families live at the temple they take care of, in either a connected building or an annex. So be careful when you're exploring. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Shibuya Hikawa Jinja, also known as Musashi Shinomiya Hikawa Jinja Shrine. Being one of the largest and oldest shrines in the Shibuya area, it is incredibly peaceful. You may even begin to wonder if it's even in Shibuya at all. But I guarantee you it is. The date this shrine was founded, or first built, is unknown. In the first, 2nd century AD during Yamato Takeru's Emishi subduing expedition is the best guess for most scholars. But in a 1905 report, this shrine is said to have been founded by Emperor Keiko's son during his eastward expansion. In the time before this shrine was known as Shibuya Hikawa, it was Hikawa Daimyoji and enshrined to the tutelary deity for the Shimo Shibuya and Toyozawa villages. Additionally, if you are an enjoyer of sumo, there are not only Edo-era sumo rings in this shrine, but every year there is a sumo tournament held here. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Konohachimangu Shrine. This shrine is incredibly close to Shibuya Station. This shrine is very tourist friendly, similar to many of the larger shrines in the more populated, touristy areas of Tokyo. Many of the signage has English translations, a variety of QR codes for other languages, instructional signage so that you can properly visit the shrine following all traditions, so you have the most respectful and most enjoyable experience possible. And some staff, but not all, have foreign language experience. This shrine is not particularly crowded, which is a rarity for a shrine of this size and location. This shrine was founded in 1092 by the area's namesake, the Shibuya clan. It's dedicated to Hachiman, a god of war. This shrine was once located within Shibuya Castle. It also survived the Second World War, something not many shrines of this size can claim. I enjoyed visiting. Today I'm visiting Toyosaka Inari Shrine. This shrine was destroyed in 1945, but rebuilt, and has become quite the quiet locale, devoid of people, which adds to its foreboding beauty. It's an adjacent shrine to Kono Hachimangu Shrine. The series of torii gates outside of this shrine stand tall as crimson guards to the Inari Shrine, gleaming in the spring rain. Being located this close to Shibuya and feeling deserted is an accomplishment not many can achieve. I would go so far to say that this is the pinnacle hidden gem in the Shibuya crown. I enjoyed visiting. Amaterasu is Japan's celestial sun god. The imperial family from Japan claims to be descended from her. Amaterasu is often considered the chief deity of Shinto. She rules over the sun and universe from her throne in Takamagahara alongside the historical imperial family. She is one of the 3 precious children, including Tsukiyomi and Susanoo. She has a grand shrine in Ise, but is enshrined in many shrines across Japan. My favorite story about Amaterasu is when, for some time, Amaterasu hid herself in a cave, so the sun did not shine for a long time. Eventually, a few gods tricked her to come out of the cave, then banished her from re-entering the cave with some rope. This cave is known as Heavenly Rock Cave. If you go to Higashihongu and Nishihongu shrines, you can see the Amano Iwato Cave. It's on the other side of the Iwato River. If you want to learn more, visit Amano Iwato Jinja in Takachiho, Miyazaki Prefecture. I enjoyed learning. Today we will be learning about Shinto shrine layouts. At the main entrance of every shrine you will find a torii gate. Some have only one. Many shrines have a series of gates. Particularly famous are the many Inari shrine gates, which line the sando. Sando is a path on which you walk in a shrine. Once you enter the shrine, the vast majority of the time you will find some kind of water basin known as a temizuya. This is a place to perform a purification ritual and ablutions to enter the shrine. After this, you will normally find a series of lamps and komainu, guardian lion dogs. At this point you will likely, but not always, find a tamagaki, sacred fence surrounding the inner shrine. Typically, only large shrines have this. No matter if the shrine has a tamagaki or not, the following area always contains subsidiary shrines, the shamusho shrine offices, and sometimes a kaguraden, which is a stage used for sacred plays and dance. Now, the most important part of the shrine is the haiden, a public worship hall, followed by the mizugaki, inner fence, containing the honden, a private place for the deity and priests only. I enjoyed learning. Today we'll be learning about Hachiman, Japan's ultimate warrior deity. Originally worshipped as a Shinto god of war and archery, Hachiman became so powerful that he merged with Buddhism too. Here's what makes him legendary. He's the divine protector of Japan, and the samurai class. The famous Minamoto clan claimed him as their ancestral god. That's like having Zeus as your great-grandfather. Plot twist, the war god's sacred animal? The dove, because even warriors need peace sometimes. His main shrine, Usajingu, is so important that even emperors make pilgrimages there. With over 40,000 shrines dedicated to him across Japan, Hachiman proves that sometimes the mightiest gods know when to fight and when to make peace. Which Japanese deity should we explore next? Drop your suggestions below. I enjoyed learning. Today we'll be learning about Izanagi, the one who invites.
I am the one who knocks.
Izanagi stands out as one of Shinto's most powerful and complex deities. Known as the Great Purifier, he embodies both creation and destruction, life and death. When his beloved wife, Izanami, died, Izanagi made a fateful decision that would define his legacy. Driven by grief, he descended into Yomi, the Japanese underworld, seeking to bring her back. But death had transformed Izanami into something terrible, a rotting, demon-infested corpse. Horrified, Izanagi fled the underworld, sealing its entrance forever. But his journey through the realm of death had corrupted him. To cleanse himself, he performed the first
first purification ritual in a sacred river. From this act of purification came Japan's most important deities. Washing his left eye birthed Amaterasu, the radiant sun goddess. His right eye gave birth to Tsukiyomi, god of the moon. And from his nose emerged Susanoo, the temptatious storm god. Today, Izanagi represents the power of purification, the ability to transform corruption into divine light. His ritual cleansings became the foundation of Shinto practice, teaching that through purification, even the deepest spiritual pollution can be washed away. I enjoyed learning.
Today we'll be learning about Japan's most explosive deity, Raijin, the thunder god. This red-skinned demon carries taiko drums on his back, creating thunder that shakes the heavens. His name literally means thunder god, and he's been terrifying and protecting Japan for over 1,000 years. With wild hair, sharp claws, and permanently angry expressions, Raijin looks terrifying. But here's the twist. He's actually a protector. Japanese farmers pray to him for rain to water their crops, and he defends against evil spirits. You'll find Raijin at temple gates across Japan, often paired with his brother Fujin, the wind god. Together, they guard sacred spaces and bring the storms that give life to the land. So, next time you hear thunder, remember that it might just be Raijin beating his celestial drums. Subscribe for more. I enjoyed learning. Today we'll be learning about one of Japan's luckiest and most beloved deities, Ebisu, the smiling god of fortune. This cheerful fisherman carries a fishing rod in one hand and a massive red sea bream in the other, bringing prosperity and good luck wherever he goes. As one of Japan's 7 lucky gods, Ebisu is a patron of fishermen, merchants, and anyone seeking success in business. But here's what makes him special. He's the only member of the 7 lucky gods who's actually Japanese. While his 6 companions came from the Hindu, Buddhist, and Taoist traditions, Ebisu was born from Japanese folklore. You'll spot his jolly face on everything from sake bottles to shop signs across Japan, and businesses pray to him for profitable ventures. His eternal smile represents the joy that comes from honest work and fair dealing. So next time you're hoping for a stroke of luck, remember Ebisu, the god who proves that good fortune comes to those who work hard and stay positive. Subscribe for more. I enjoyed learning. Today we'll be learning about Izanami, the primordial goddess of Japan. Paired with Izanagi, they were the first gods, stirring the chaos and creating the very islands of Japan. They birthed countless deities, bringing life and order. But paradise wasn't forever. Giving birth to the fire god, Kakutsuchi, tragically burned Izanami, sending her to the land of the dead. Yomi. Grief-stricken, Izanagi followed, desperate to bring her back. She almost agreed, but warned him not to look upon her, a warning he horrifyingly ignored. He saw her decayed, rotting form swarming with darkness. Horrified, he fled. Enraged by his betrayal, Izanami transformed from the mother of creation to the queen of Yomi, the goddess of death. She vowed to destroy 1,000 lives each day. Izanagi countered by vowing to create 1,500. Their tragic separation sealed the cycle of life and death, forever linking Earth's mother to its chilling gates of the underworld. I enjoyed